A major milestone helping hundreds of thousands of families whose loved ones died after exposure to dangerous chemicals. This all happened in the 80s when they were serving our country.
Now relief funds are available, and today marks the one-year anniversary of the PACT Act being signed into law. Action News Jack's Megan Moriarty explains how a local woman is pushing to help other widows get the compensation they deserve.
This was in Mexico.
Photographs capture Michelle James's favorite moments with her husband, Eric.
I always say, I had these visions of us being on the veranda sitting there watching the stars.
But not far from the photos.
This is all of Eric's stuff here.
Are binders, booklets, and stacks of documents.
So I just keep everything all filed.
A slew of her husband's medical records, pleas to healthcare agencies and Veteran Affairs, and of course, the rejection letters.
I've been robbed of the person that Eric was, and had he got the services and the support that he rightfully deserved, I wouldn't have had to go through that.
Private Eric Holford, James's husband, was at Camp Lejeune in North Carolina from 1984 to 1988. You might be familiar with the base's name from these commercials on TV.
If you or a loved one lived or worked
as a veteran, this truth is heartbreaking.
Urging families to call if their soldiers served there in the 1980s after volatile, unregulated chemicals were found in the drinking water. James says her husband was not honorably discharged after having to leave due to his psychological issues.
They've said, okay, if you've had neurological behavioral problems, that's most probably because of the water.
Because of his dishonorable discharge, he didn't receive benefits. In 2011, he was diagnosed with MS. In 2017, he found out he had colon cancer, and a year later, the cancer spread to his bladder. He passed away in 2019. But James believes something needs to be done in honor of her husband and the hundreds of thousands of others who died after exposure at Camp Lejeune. She's since made a Facebook group for all widows and wants to educate them on how to collect compensation if their loved one succumbed to water poisoning.
Our husbands have been taken away from us by no fault of their own.
Under the Camp Lejeune Justice Act, families can get compensation for their loved ones who were exposed specifically during those dates that we have posted right here. We're also going to be posting the details on how to start that claim, and we'll also link the Facebook page where you can reach out specifically to James for help and support. For local coverage, you can count on Megan Moriarty, Action News Jax.